We also remind you that repetition strengthens pathways more than intensity. A dramatic mystical experience can inspire you, but it is the daily return that stabilizes you. Each time you breathe instead of react, you strengthen the presence pathway. Each time you rest instead of push, you strengthen the ease pathway. Each time you speak honestly instead of pleasing, you strengthen the truth pathway. Over time, these pathways become the default routes, and this is what momentum is: your default shifting. The timeline reinforces what you feed without judgment. Attention is energy, emotion is energy, behavior is energy. When you feed a pattern, it gains density. When you stop feeding it, it thins. That is why some of you have been surprised to see certain problems dissolve when you stopped obsessing about them. It is also why some of you have watched certain fears grow when you entertain them repeatedly. The field is neutral. It reflects your investment. Returning to old patterns is still possible. We want to say this clearly so no one feels trapped. You can still choose urgency, conflict, and avoidance. You can still drop your practices. You can still live from fear. Nothing blocks that choice. What changes is the cost. Old patterns require more energy now because they are less supported by the collective field that is moving upward. Which is why some of you feel exhausted when you try to return to old habits. It is not because you are being punished. It is because you are no longer a match. Momentum also feels like simplicity rather than acceleration. Many expected that moving into a higher timeline would feel like being shot forward. For many, it feels like cleaning a room. Your mind becomes quieter. Your decisions become fewer and clearer. Your relationships either align or complete. Your energy returns from unnecessary battles. This simplicity is not boring. It is freedom. It is the end of living in constant inner negotiation. As momentum builds, choice becomes quieter. Early on, you may feel that you are constantly deciding, should I do this? Should I not? Should I respond? Should I wait? Later, coherence becomes natural, and you do not have to debate as much. You respond from the heart because that is where you live. This does not mean you have lost agency. It means you have integrated it. Integrated choice is calm. We also want to say that you are not being pushed forward. You are being met. The timeline does not drag you into a future. It meets you with proportional support when you step. This explains why several of you are feeling guided in practical ways, receiving opportunities, meeting allies, and finding that the right resources appear when you stop forcing. This is not because you are special. It is because you are coherent, and coherence is readable to reality. Momentum does not require perfection. It requires honesty. You will wobble. You will have days where you spiral. You will have moments of impatience. These do not erase what you have built. What matters is whether you are willing to notice and return. Return without self-punishment. Return without a story. Return with breath. The timeline responds to your return far more than it responds to your stumble. You may notice that the old timelines will occasionally try to recruit your attention through urgency, outrage, and the promise of certainty. When you notice that pull, do not make yourselves wrong. Simply treat it as practice. Practice choosing what feels steady. Practice choosing what you can sustain. Practice choosing the reality where you can be kind to yourselves and still be of service. This is how momentum becomes lived wisdom rather than a fragile state. And finally, the strongest indicator that momentum is building is not excitement or certainty. It is reduced fear of choosing wrongly. When you stop being terrified of mistakes, you become able to listen. And listening is how your higher self speaks through the body. When you can listen, you can trust. and trust reduces the urge to force outcomes. As force dissolves, your life becomes simpler, and simplicity leaves space for inspiration and service. The available timeline does not demand you, it invites you. And we, as your friends and family in the stars, invite you as well, not with pressure, but with a steady encouragement that says, keep returning and you will feel the path choosing you back. If you are listening to this, beloved one, you needed to. I leave you now. I am Tia of Arcturus.